As you can see, it's got a flow issue. It keeps going back and forth between flow and 81, which is approximately what the temperature is. Pump 1 does work. You can hear it. Pump 2 works. I put the jacuzzi inside that I had pulled the 3 pumps out of just so I could get out of the elements. I've cleaned out everything underneath, vacuumed up everything. I need to replace the flow switch and need to clean up the box a little bit just to make it look a little nicer. But right now I'm going to go ahead and remove this flow switch. As with every other tub, you do them all the same way, just like I've showed you in the past. I'm just using a pair of right now, just a pair of channel locks, and first thing, move all the hose clamps up. And these are just hose clamps that you squeeze together. Nothing fancy, just squeeze the stuff together, move the hose clamps out of the way. First thing, gotta get them moved. Once they're out of the way, take your heat gun and just put a little heat to the rubber. You gotta make it pliable again, because everything's really stiff. Yeah, it's real stiff. And it doesn't take too long. Take a couple seconds, maybe a minute, who knows. Until it becomes pliable. There is no time. I get people asking all the time, how long does it take? Well, when the rubber starts moving. Okay, let's see if that's enough. Ah, yeah. There's one. See, it comes right out. Yep, there's 2. A little bit of water. Hey, I got a hose up here that's in my way. Nah, that one's still a little stiff. And you don't want to break it. Take your time. Just get it to where it starts moving. It'll pop. There it goes. Right, I broke the seal. Now that I broke the seal, it'll pop right out. Voila. Okay. While it's still pliable, give me a second, I'll be right back. Okay, as with all flow switches, there's an arrow on it. Make sure the arrow goes in the right direction. You can see inside of there, you can see it moving back and forth. That is what causes the water flow comes in right like this, it pushes against that, it touches right there, and it turns on your heater. If it's like that, you have no flow, no heat. So let's go ahead and we'll put this back together. Let's make sure, oh yeah, it's still pliable. So very simple. Put that in there. Put that like that. Put that like that. I mean, it just doesn't get any easier than that, everybody. Now I'm also going to go ahead and replace this sensor because somebody went and cut it and then spliced it back together. This is a no-no. This will cause problems. So since I've got it all apart, I'll go ahead and replace this. I'll show you what it actually goes to. This is the heat sensor, and it's inside the tub. And it actually is way down there. So, anyways, we're gonna go ahead and replace that. Now this is the heat sensor that's in the tub that we're gonna replace also. And it's usually right next to, you got 2 different skimmers. It's usually right next to this one, right here on the wall. So we'll go ahead and replace that one too. And it's really simple. You just unscrew it and you pull it out. Then you feed the new one in there. And there's a rubber O-ring on the back side. Just put a little silicone max on it and then put it in and tighten it down. Okay, once you've disconnected your heat sensor and your flow switch from the clip where it retains for where the sensors are in the board. I'm not sure how to describe that to you guys, but I'll show it to you. So once you've disconnected the heat sensor, which is this one, and you've disconnected the flow switch sensor wire, which is this one. I'm going to show you how to remove the wire. Okay, this one goes into this tube and it goes inside the tub. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to remove it on that side and then I'll pull it through. Okay. Okay, like I said, this is the heat sensor in the tub. It's usually right next to the filter inlet where the screen's on. Not always. I can't say it's there 100%, but I can't remember when it wasn't. But just look for it. You'll find it. There's nothing to this, everybody. You're gonna go like this. Gonna unscrew it. Okay. That's all there is to it. You're gonna pull it out. Okay, as you start pulling it out, this is what it's gonna look like. You're gonna get to this, and don't worry about the tape. Just feed it in there. If it breaks, who gives a crap? Pull it all the way through. Just like that. Okay, now we have it out. There it is with everything. Okay, pretty simple. Okay, now that you've pulled the old sensor out, let's get the new sensor ready to put in. Comes with a brand new rubber gasket. Do not take this off yet. Make sure this is nice and tight because inside of here are the clips that go into the connector. We don't want to ruin these clips in this at all. I would take this off because we don't need this. It'll just get hung up inside. Okay, throw that aside. And then what I want you to do is I want you to straighten out this wire as best you can. You know, a bend like this will make it tough to go through. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Just take any kinks out of it. Because it's only got to go about, it's got to go through the hole down there and it's got to go out that tube, which is only about, maybe call it 3 feet. So you just want to make sure there's no kinks in this. And just do it, you know, do a decent job. You don't have to go crazy. Okay, just like that. Now you take it like this, stick it in the hole, and just be gentle with it. Don't force it. You know, you want it just to be very simple. Don't want to ruin it. Okay, let's check the other side, see where we're at. Okay, I had to pull it all the way back out because I forgot to put the rubber O-ring. So make sure you put the rubber O-ring. See, even the spa man forgets things here and there. I think it's because I do these videos and I just forget, I don't put that in my notes for what I want to tell you guys. Most of these videos are done on the cuff as I'm doing it in real time. Some of the videos I do for you guys, I've actually scripted it because I've had homeowners ask certain things, so I want to make sure that gets put in the video. So, okay, let's go check the other side. Yep, there it is, just poking its head out. And then just gently pull until you get it all the way out. Okay, should be up to where we want it. Okay. Now we're ready to put the silicone on the rubber gasket. This is just a piece of foam, and what the foam is for is just to keep these threads from getting all boogered up. What you're going to do is you take your silicone max, same stuff that I use, this is just a smaller tube. Get it on, you know, just put a little bit on the O-ring itself. And just swish it around with your fingers a little bit. Just make sure you cover the entire O-ring, okay? And then just push it on there, like so. Turn this counterclockwise. The reason why is because you're going to push this in, and that way when you go to tighten it, you're not twisting the cable on the inside. Okay? There again, you do not need gorilla hands on this because this will seal real easy with a little bit of silicone, just like what I did. Just like that. We're done. Now let's go hook it up at the other end. We are now ready to hook up all 3 of these wires to this clip. It's got all these little holes in the back. Not sure if you can see them, but there's holes on the top, holes on the bottom. Okay, and they go right here. So let me show you how you go about doing this. This is going to get pretty detailed and pretty technical. A lot of people at this point give up. Don't give up. It's not that hard. You're going to go to where it says sensors. And then you're going to read. This one right here says temperature sensor. This one right here says high limit freeze sensor. This one right here says flow switch. This one over here says interlock jumper. Okay, so we understand that now. So let's identify what we're going after. Here is our sensor clip. This is what is going to plug into the pack. Follow me so far. Up on top, there's a little clip. There's a little part that sticks out. That tells you which way the top is. But you can also look over here, and there's this wire. That's where it says interlock jump right here. So that tells you that goes over on the left. Follow me so far? Pretty simple. Now we're going to identify our different sensors. If we look over here at the flow switch, we can see that it is a gray wire. If we look over here at the temperature sensor, we can see it is a green wire. If we come over here, our high limit is actually the one that's hooked to the side of the heater. Okay, and it's hooked there with just a hose clamp. Okay, and that one's black. So if we come over here, the black one, that tells us it's our high limit freeze sensor. The green one is our temp, and then this is our flow switch. Now, how do we decide which holes it goes in? I'm going to give you, generally speaking, take a picture of this before you pull the wires out. I don't need to do that because I've been doing this for quite a while, but I can tell you that generally the two in the center, the top and the bottom one in the center, generally speaking, go to my flow switch. Okay? And then what'll happen is if I put it in the middle, there's three more to the right over here. I skip one. There's nothing in that one. The next two are for the high limit and the temperature sensor. So if we look down here, I know that the high limit is the next one, so you just follow the wires. You got the flow switch, you got the high limit, and you got the heat sensor. But I know in between the flow switch and the high limit switch, I know there's an open box. So it's pretty simple. I don't put one in there. Okay? Follow me so far? I think this is pretty easy. Now we're going to get on to the really tough part. This part sucks, but I'm going to show it to you. If you have bad eyesight, you're going to need a really, really good set of glasses to see the next part, but I'm going to show it to you. I might even draw a picture if I can. Okay? Okay, everybody, bear with me. This is the first time I've ever tried to do this. All three of the sensors have the same black and red wire, all of them. Now, what it is the red wire comes in, and then it's got this little piece right here that hangs up. It's a clip, and it's got to go in there and then catch on it, okay? Because what it's doing is it's actually sliding in on this, and it's going in, and then it catches. So you can see the openings in the back. I don't know if you can see them with this light or not, but in order to get them out, you push down, and then you can pull it out. So it's got a clip, just like this one does right here. You can see the black little clip right there. So what happens, it goes in and it pulls. So in order to figure it out, you've got a total of 7 squares. That's these squares that are on the back. These are all the holes that are right there. Your interlocking jumper utilizes the top second one, but the bottom first one. Okay? And that's with this clip pointing up. Kind of follow me? So it goes like this. So that's what this wire is. Now you're going to go to the middle one, and that's where your flow switch is. Middle one, you're going to put the black one on the top and the red one on the bottom. If you want to switch them, switch them. It doesn't matter. Black can go on the top, red can go on the top. It does not matter. You're going to skip the next opening, and then you're going to go with your high limit. Your high limit was, this was the gray one. This was our black one. So you're going to put the black one, and then you're going to put the red one in the bottom. And then the last one is our heat sensor, which was the green wire, and that's going to go in the last one. Now, understand, I bought the flow switch and it came with a gray wire. It could come with a black wire, it could come with a green wire, it could come with a tutti frutti wire. It doesn't matter as long as they go in the right holes. Okay? So I'm just trying to show you, this is probably the hardest thing I've ever had to explain on the phone. I'm going to probably have to do a couple more videos on this just to show homeowners, because I'm getting a lot of calls from people that want to rewire either their flow switch, their high limit, or their heat. These are the only three that I have on this particular hot tub. There are other things, but we won't go into that today. So anyways, pretty simple. Take pictures. If you're not sure about this, before you pull yours apart on a Jacuzzi, a Sundance, a Vita, take pictures of it. Take a picture with your cell phone. Bring it in as close as you can. The cell phone is better than the camera I'm filming on for probably 10% of the price I've paid for this camera. Okay, when you are completely done, this is what it should look like with all the wires put in there. And as you push the wires into place, if there's no sound like motors going on outside my shop right now, but if it's very quiet, you can actually hear the little clips clip into place, so you've made a good connection. Once this is done, then we slide it up in the hole right there. And just take your time. Do not force it. And we're done. Not bad. Now we'll go ahead and start putting the pumps and the motors together. We'll start, taking all of our wires and putting everything back together. Making it look really clean on the inside.